Here live at the Devonshire Mall with an unbelievable program for you today. 2 finals of the JK Windsor Open, our women's and our men's. Let's have a big round of applause. Get the energy up in here. Not bad, not bad. To show our patriotism and to start the day off correctly, I would please ask those who are able to stand, remove your hats, and we will have the playing of the national anthem. I wouldn't mind hearing some singing as well. All right, let's play some squash. First up is our women's JK Windsor Open Challenger Final. We have the number 1 and the number 2 seeds for your viewing pleasure. I will first welcome to the court from Mexico with 60 PSA match wins, number 96 in the world. This is her 4th PSA final with 1 victory. She is our number 2 seed, but she actually in last month's ranking passed the number 1 seed. So she's currently ranked higher than our number 1 seed. Try and figure that one out. Welcome to the court, Diana Garcia. We got to make some big noise for this one. This is our Canadian girl here on display. We are going to welcome the number 1 seed in the tournament. Yesterday defeated Brooke Herring 3-1, highest world ranking of number 49. She is the world number 1 doubles player and also has a Pan Am doubles medal. She's got 89 tour match wins. This is her 7th PSA final with 2 victories. Please welcome to the court, Nicole Todd. Your referee will be Darren Manley. Enjoy the match. Go get him.
Halftime. Time.
Everyone, we've got and I'm Nikki Shemirani. We're doing the that's
we're commentating on the finals women's match.
yeah.
So we have Nikki Todd here, who's the first seed, and then Diana Garcia, who is, I think she's the second seed.
Yeah.
So Nikki Todd beat me in 4 yesterday to make it to the finals. Thank you.
It was a really good match. I had fun watching it. It was really nice.
Thank you.
What do you think you should have done differently to get the match?
I would say like hit my targets at the back better, move her off the tee. But Nikki, she's all credit to her. She's a very accurate player.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I definitely had trouble.
Especially with her lobs and serves, right?
Yeah. She was definitely hitting her targets at the back, putting me under a lot of pressure with her high serve like she did there.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah. Like just with that serve that she did there, she was already putting Diana under a lot of pressure, just because Diana would be having
Nice. This
to
is
be
a
on her
really
back
good
foot.
rally.
Yeah, it is.
You know, if you if you start your point really good, like with the way that like Nikki serves, you know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
make
then you have a good chance of like once you actually start rallying,
Exactly.
you're more likely to win the point because she
Nice
does get
shot.
tired a little easier. So
definitely.
yeah, so far Diana's up 4-1. It's a 3-point lead.
No, I think the screen is late. I think it's 5-1 right now.
Oh, is it 5-1?
Yeah,
okay.
I think.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it just changed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
good
a nice
shot.
line.
Let's go, Nikki. I'm cheering for Nikki. I'm Nikki and she's Nikki, so I
Yeah.
gotta go with Nikki.
Goes hand in hand. You have to cheer on your fellow Nickies. Wow, that was a nice shot to the back. Yeah, she just missed out on that opportunity there, but
I feel like she's
That's a
going
nice
too
shot.
fast right now. I feel like she needs to, bring the balls to the back of the court at first,
yeah.
so that she can get used to the court.
Yeah, I have a feeling she might be a little worried that Diana, she's not quite as seasoned as Nikki in the pro circuit, but still has quite a few years of experience in the pro circuit. I feel like
Definitely,
Nikki would be feeling the pressure
Definitely.
of knowing that
Yeah,
she's going to be forced to rally a little bit.
Wow, good
That was a
shot.
nice cross.
Lexi.
Yeah.
No, she's definitely a really, really experienced player. She's been on tour for 10 years, right?
Who?
10 years, Nikki?
Oh, she's definitely been on tour longer than that.
Yeah,
'Cause
so she's definitely experienced.
She's 32 right now, so
Really?
yeah,
I
she's
didn't
over
know
10
that.
years older than both of us.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, so
And she's still going strong.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, her shots are really nice. That was a nice shot to the back.
Nice shot. Hit the target.
Perfect line. No side wall. Everything what the coaches always tell us to do. Nikki just did that perfect example right there.
The things we
Oh,
never
yeah.
do, right?
Yeah, so
the things
Nikki
we
really.
want to do, but we never do.
Yeah. Nikki really set that rally up nicely with that nice serve, and then, Diana gave a loose return, and then
she's
she
getting it
just puts
back.
it away. Oh, that was a nice shot. Get Nikki
Oh,
off the tee
close.
right there.
Go.
Nice
See?
lob.
You gotta
Yeah.
change it, right? With
Yeah.
a simple lob.
Nikki really needs to be the one controlling the tee here to win. While Diana, credit to her, she's looking pretty fit right now, so I'm pretty sure she can definitely go on for quite a while.
Wow, good shot. Go, 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 go.
That was a nice line to
Wow,
the back.
good
That was another
shot.
perfect example
get.
of what we should be doing. They're having some pretty good rallies here.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. Still the.
Do you know Diana's ranking?
No, I
on
don't.
PSA?
I just
Right
know.
now, Nikki's 103 right now.
Okay. I think Diana might be like 109 or something.
Oh, so it's
like
really
that.
close.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
okay.
really close in ranking. So it'll be a good matchup for sure.
Wow, good
playstyle, so that was a nice
shot.
shot.
That was amazing. Just let your hand go when you have the chance, and
Sorry?
just let your hand go, right? Just
Yeah.
let your hand go.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, Nikki's really relaxed on court, and that definitely helps her hit those accurate shots.
Nice shot. See, that's it.
Yeah.
Everything to the back.
That was
the
a nice
targets.
cross kill. Yeah, really
And then-
forcing Diana to hit
She
a
got it
loose
back.
shot into the middle. Yeah.
Nice. She's such a smart
Okay.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she really knows what to do.
Nikki did really well with catching up, and now she has 10-9. The scoreboard's a little slow, but she has game ball. Let's see if she oh, that's stroke. Oh. I like the creativity. Like, Diana was ready for that, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was definitely a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Diana's match yesterday was really good too.
Who did she play? The
Mario?
other. Oh, yeah, she played
yeah, she
Mario.
played Mario.
We commented on
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
you're right.
Yeah. That's nice.
Good shot.
She hit that with a lot of pace. Even though it was a little
Now we have a
looser,
game ball
the
for-
pace was fast enough to get it past Nikki.
Good shot. Wow, hitting all these targets.
This is exciting. It's 11 all. Nice lob serve there. Oh, shot to the middle. Getting Nikki off the tee a little bit. Oh.
Oh.
She's got that.
Go, go,
she's
go,
got
go,
that too.
go. Oh
She
my
drops
god,
it.
go, please.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Forced an error there.
That was exciting.
He was aiming a little too low.
Let's go, Nikki. What's your prediction? I forgot to ask.
That was a nice post. Definitely had. Wait, before I say my prediction, she definitely had Diana like leaning back a bit.
For sure.
Yeah, Diana was not expecting that shot. So my prediction
Wow, so
would
tight,
be
nice.
honestly, I think it would be Diana in 4, unless Nikki's able to keep it up. I'd love to see it to go to 5. You know, more squash to watch, more commentating. You know, and like they're having a really good game so far. So I hope the quality of the squash stays up, and I think it will, just because these two.
Who's gonna get this
they're
game
very
though?
consistent. I don't know. It could
I
be
think
either.
I think Nikki will get it. Yeah, that's. Oh.
I don't know. She keeps making mistakes though. I think that might be the 3rd tin that she's made in a row now for like at the end of this game.
Yeah.
The last few points. So I really don't know who could win. Because I mean, if those were up, then
Wow.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. Like if those are up, then she's gonna win the point on them. Let's see that famous lob serve.
No, I feel like Oh, go.
Nice.
Good shot.
That was the right shot to hit.
No, I feel like you have to get Nikki's serves with volley.
You do
most
have
of the
to
time.
go with
Otherwise, it's
volley.
gonna die at the back,
Yeah.
and you've got no choice to, like, only maybe both of it,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
See?
Yeah. Well, same with her lobs. She just has the perfect length. Oh, nice. Oh.
Woo! That was so fast.
What are your predictions for this match?
Oh.
That was close.
Wow, good game. Good first game.
Yeah, they both look like they're doing great though.
And
both
you
look
always
like they're in
see
great
Nikki
shape.
smiling. It doesn't matter if she's losing or she's winning, she's always smiling. That's what
Yeah.
I love about her.
Yeah. What
Okay,
are your
yeah, my
predictions?
prediction. That's a hard question. Okay. I don't know. I really want Nikki to win. And
Yeah. Well, you've trained quite a bit with Nikki.
oh yeah,
Right?
I've been training with her for the past maybe 2 months right
in
now.
Toronto.
Yeah, in Toronto, and it's been actually really good. Now I'm kind of used to her serves,
Okay.
which is a good thing
yeah,
for me
that's
right
good.
now. Yeah,
I could definitely use some practice.
which is
with
a
that.
really good thing for me.
Yeah.
And she's a really solid player. I love playing with her. Playing
Yeah.
like
Well, that's great for you and for her,
Yeah,
like for each
for
other
sure,
to
yeah.
like train
No,
together.
because she's that type of player that you don't really see on tour, because she has
Yeah.
a lot of heights, even
Yeah.
though like she has her attacks.
Like
and
her style of
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I love playing with her, training with her. But if I want to give you my prediction,
Yeah.
I will go with Nikki 3-1 or maybe 3-2.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. That's a solid prediction. I mean, I guess we both hope that she goes to 5,
Yeah,
or they
I
both
really hope.
go to 5.
Yeah, I want to see some interesting final here.
Yeah. I mean, so it's shaping up to be a pretty great final.
Oh, yeah, for
15-13, like it was a 10-minute game.
That was 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
a 10-minute game. Yeah, and they, they were like toe for toe for most of it. I mean, like I guess for the most part, Nikki was behind 2 or 3 points, but then she caught up to make it 9-all, then have game ball 10-9.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, it was just a nail biting game where you didn't know who might win. Well, it was mostly, is Nikki gonna win the shot or is she gonna tin the shot? you know. But yeah, they were both rallying. They were both working hard for those points.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Diana Garcia is up 1-love in games. That was a nice tight shot. We'll see if she
And
changes
their
her-
styles is kind of opposite each other.
Yeah, Diana
I
really
really find
likes
it
to play.
interesting.
Yeah, Diana likes to play like a hard, fast-hitting game.
See Nikki like change up the pace so easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that was a
That
nice
was
shot.
nice. Good
She
shot.
really went for that there. What was nice about that shot is that she like put her momentum into it. She committed into that volley
And
drop.
boom.
Yeah. And nice and clean.
Good shot. Go.
Do you think they're?
We have some reverse post here.
Do you think
Oh.
their game plans are going to change at all, or do you think they're going to stay pretty much the same?
I feel like right now Diana's attacking more.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe. Oh yeah, definitely. I think she definitely changed up her game plan.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to hit it with a bit more pace.
Yeah, and like attacking more like when
she
she
ha-
has
she-
the opportunity.
Yeah, she really needs to make sure that her shots make it all the way to the back, though.
See, she's behind 4-love, but she's still smiling.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I mean, so Nikki's parents actually
Wow.
came here for the weekend to support her in this tournament.
Oh
They
yeah,
came all the
actually
way
she
from
mentioned it
Toronto.
yesterday, right?
Or no, Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
Where- yeah.
She mentioned it yesterday. She was like, "I'm so happy that they're all here
Yeah.
watching my match."
Oh, that was nice.
That was out.
That was a nice drive. She hit it with nice pace. It bounced at the right point, just towards the back of the service box. Of course, too low to volley, and it goes all the way, forces the opponent all the way
Good
to the
shot.
back.
Oh,
Oh. She definitely,
so
I feel like
fast.
she definitely tried to like hold it, like
yeah.
stop herself from hitting it there, but didn't get a chance to. Nice.
Wow, that's amazing.
Making really nice rallies.
Focus on the
Oh,
backhand.
oh,
Drop. Wow, nice
that
drop.
was a sweet drop. Even Diana said it was a nice shot. So now it's 2-6. I wonder if Nikki can make up this 4-point difference. Diana really got to a head start there with
Nice shot.
her faster pace. It looks like Nikki's been moving her up to the front pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, like
In
she's
the
making a
second game
comeback
here.
again, like the first game.
Nice. Nice shot. Ooh. Yeah, Nikki's definitely the one attacking first here. And is having success with that.
Wow. Oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I'm still mesmerized by her serves.
Nikki?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like every single time. Not this one though. Good shot.
Yeah, that was a nice shot from. That's like kind of what's hard about lob serves is like, you have the factor that it like might go out or it comes off from, the back of the wall pretty loose and gives your opponent lots of like time and like momentum to hit a nice drive.
Out. That was out.
Yeah.
85. Diana's got a good lead here in this second game.
Yeah.
which is definitely what she wants. Go, go, go. Oh. Oh.
That was a nice shot. That shot actually reminded me of the one that Maria Moya did multiple times against Diana yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Diana would hit a wide cross court like that, and then you know, I guess Nikki and Maria, they would both take that in short. You know, go for that drop from the back.
Oh, shit.
Okay, that's a nice kill. I liked how she like played through that, even though Nikki was like a little close, was a little like I would feel unsettled. That's for sure. I wouldn't be sure if I should like hit that or ask to just safety let.
If it was me.
Diana's up 10-6, 4 game balls. I have a feeling she's probably going to close it out. Yeah.
Wow.
I had a feeling Nikki was just going to go for it,
Fearless.
And nick off the serve. She's definitely going to be shooting now, I think. Going to be waiting for, oh.
That was out. That was out. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. I think it just touched the line. So, do you think Nikki will be able to fight back at the next 3 games? Come back from being down 2?
She might.
I guess it depends if Diana keeps up her game plan of like keeping the pressure up, getting Nikki off the tee.
Yeah, but Diana's looking really good in this tournament.
Yeah, she is.
And that's amazing.
She's had some pretty good games so far. I think she won her first round 3-love, her second quarterfinal match 3-love.
How do you know all this?
I'm just guessing.
Oh,
I think she did. I'm not exactly sure, but I think she did. She had to play a fellow Mexican, Diana, in.
She played before Maria. It was 3-1, I think.
Oh, 3-1.
Yeah,
okay, that's when
I was watching that match. It was actually a really, really good match.
Okay, I didn't watch that match, but so she played a fellow Mexican.
Yeah.
Diana Gasca, I think her last name is. So she's been having a pretty good round so far. I know Nikki had a really easy first round and second round. And then
do you know who's coaching her?
Which one? Who?
Diana. You can actually see her right now.
No, I don't see her either.
What about Nikki?
Nikki, I don't know who that person is.
I think it's his father, her father.
I don't know her parents, so I don't. I wouldn't be able to tell you if that is or not. Do her parents
She just
play
looked
squash?
at me and she was like, "Oh, let's go, Nikki! Come on!" Okay, let me ask you one question. What's your prediction for the next match?
So the next match we have Greg Marsh playing Diego Elias. So world number 4 is Diego, and then world number 13, right?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, 13 is Greg. I have a feeling Greg might actually win because he's been playing really well, and he's been, I've seen in the past year and a half that he's really been improving. There's the French team in general. They've been doing really well.
Good shot.
That was a nice shot. She put it away like that. She didn't even have to get off the tee, and she just slaughtered it in there. So I think for the men's finals, it's going to be...
Good shot.
I think it'll be in 5.
Yeah,
I think it'll be 3-2 for Greg.
Or in 4. I'm thinking Greg in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, and I heard that Diego might be slightly injured. He might have strained his hamstring a little bit or something.
Really?
So I don't know how much Diego's going to push himself because this isn't a PSA event for the men's. It's an invitational tournament. So they won't be playing for ranking points or anything, which is,
Oh.
ranking points is always a huge factor for how much you push yourself. And they have
Definitely.
some big tournaments coming up, later this month and the rest of the year. They got some big pro tournaments. I think they'll be headed to the Qatar
Mm-hmm.
Classic after this event. Ooh, no. Misjudged that. So Diana's up here, 2 love in games, 3-2 in the third game. She's looking pretty solid, I'd say.
Yeah, I feel like in this game, Nikki's cutting the balls.
Yeah, she's
more.
volleying.
Yeah, she's volleying more, which is a
and
really good thing.
she's being pretty attacking.
Yeah.
Because previously she did
Oh
a
my
lot more
God.
lobs, was being a lot more defensive
Oh.
in her squash. And then I have a feeling Diana's is pretty much playing the same game. She's up 2 points against Nikki. I'd say this is pretty good so far because Nikki's been down quite a bit in the first 2 games. She was down probably by 5 points or something like that. Diana is kind of getting ahead of Nikki a little bit, but we'll see if she's able to get it back. That's a stroke. Yeah. Straight down the middle. I don't know if Nikki will be able to
Get that
hold
back.
off. Yeah, hold off Diana. She's playing really well right now. Just firing away at her shots.
Oh. We have some fans here cheering Nikki up. Wow. Good shot.
That was a nice little boast. Definitely took Diana by surprise.
She's smiling.
Yeah.
Love this. Wow, good
Those are
shot.
some really straight lines. Oh, I wonder. Okay. Nikki's really picked
Wow.
up the pace here. She has not played like this
Go,
the
go,
whole
go,
match.
go.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think this type of style of game would suit her very well though, because
Nikki?
like hitting the ball harder and lower instead of having it like higher and softer. Just because, this is more Diana's type of game.
this is like what
And Diana
Diana's-
showed
yeah,
yesterday, like she's good at this type of game.
for sure.
That's good. Nikki used a little bit more height there. Nice. Nice little, I believe that was a trickle boast. I couldn't really see because of camera angle. I think Diana was waiting for a lob to the back. So that was a nice little change up.
Oh.
No. Her momentum was still going back there. She hit that too softly. Not enough energy going into the shot to make it to
That's it.
all the way to the front. Ooh. Oh, that's a high. That's dangerous. Yeah.
Wow, it died at the
Yeah,
back.
if you ever leave like a loose shot like that, nice with no, not putting anyone under pressure, Nikki's definitely just gonna put that away. Just master at that.
Good change of direction. That was really good.
Nice. She's making a comeback. I wonder if Diana's feeling a
One
little
time
flustered at all.
I was down 10-6. I was down like 2 love.
Mhm.
10-6 match ball for my opponent.
Mhm.
And then I got the match back. 3-2.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
never
so you're
too-
hoping that Nikki can do the same.
Yeah, she might.
Ooh, that was a nice drop.
Get that volley.
Ooh, nice. As you might be able to hear from the video, Nikki definitely has a very strong crowd presence or like support. Yeah, she has a pretty strong support from the crowd. That was a nice line. Ooh, that might be a little bit of trouble. Oh, that was out.
Oh my god.
Nice shot from Diana.
Oof.
Oh no,
Match ball.
3 match balls. Wonder if she could make it back.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh.
Oh no, that wasn't not up. Oh. No, that wasn't not up.
So the ref said that Diana's get was not up, but I think that was up.
I don't think it was not up.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
And it might be even no let if the ref.
I thought that was a let. Diana's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
Or maybe
like, it
even a
wasn't
stroke.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It could be a stroke.
No, I meant
if it
stroke,
was
yeah,
more
earlier.
severe, but I would have given a let.
Oh. Whee! Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Nikki's really trying to keep Diana on the backhand corner.
No,
Oh, no, that wasn't
that
out.
was in.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a hard way to go out.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Good job, Diana. Wow, that was a really, really good tournament for her. Amazing.
Yeah, that was a good match for these two.
2022 JK Windsor Cup. We will have our formal award ceremony, not now, Carrie. We'll have it after, but I like a team that's ready. We'll be doing the men's and the women's together. Do want to have a few quick words from our finalist and champion here. Nikki, you are one of the most popular players in Canadian squash history. I really believe that. It's such a pleasure to watch you play. I know it wasn't the result you wanted today, but tell us how that felt, and then tell us what's up next for you.
I know obviously I love to win. All credit to Diana though, she played well today. Too much pace for me. Not as fit as I used to be, so I just couldn't keep it up. I think this was probably my last chance to get a tournament win, so thanks, Diana. But hopefully maybe I can do Nash Cup in a couple weeks, and maybe I'll pull something out there.
One more tournament, one more tournament, one more tournament. We know Nikki's not ready to retire yet. Nikki, do you have any plans to keep playing for Canada at least, and what's coming up potentially on your schedule?
Yeah, I think to play for Team Canada, I have to be top 100 by September 1st, according to you. And I think getting to the finals just secured that for me. So hopefully I'll be going to Egypt in December to represent Canada one more time, and maybe again in the future, we'll see.
Silver lining, and well played, Nikki, as always. Such a pleasure to watch. Diana, I have to tell you, I've been so impressed with you all week. You've taken this tournament so seriously and very professionally. Your warm-ups, your preparation, just the way you've approached the event. I'm so proud of you for winning it. It's amazing. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel amazing. So beat Nikki it's difficult. So she's a top player. So I'm glad that I beat you because you are a good player. So I'm so happy and I'm waiting for the next tournament.
So again, we'll bring our females up for our award ceremony after the men's match. But Diana, anything to your fans back home on Espanol for the live stream?
Muchas gracias a las personas que me están viendo desde México. Diego, sé que estoy en buenas manos. Muchas gracias por tu apoyo. José Hinojosa, muchas gracias por estar ahí conmigo entrenando. A las personas que están aquí apoyándome, muchas gracias. Y nada, nos vemos en México.
Congratulations once again to Diana and Nikki. We're going to take a very brief 5-minute intermission before I announce our feature match for today. So stretch the legs. There is food for our VIP and patrons and sponsors in the lounge, but we will be back very shortly, so don't go too far away. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event, the match we've all been waiting for. We're about to call our men's finalists to the court right now. Before I begin, we have a lengthy and beautiful ceremony planned for after that we hope you'll all attend, where there'll be lots of thank yous. But at this point, I just want to shout out, in particular, a few people behind the scenes that you may not see that have helped put this unbelievable event together. First off, I have to thank our team at We Digital, and I have to thank Dominic Papa, who's right here. Give the guys a wave, Dom. Give the guys a wave. So this is a Windsor-based group. They knew nothing about squash about a month ago when we first contacted them. After that, they came to the site, they started watching video, they started reviewing how they could put this event on, and they are absolutely nailing it. So the people that are watching on CBC YouTube are being treated to a world-class broadcast with thanks to them and their team. So thanks again, Dom. And they will be back, I promise you that. Secondly, I'm not sure if he's around, but David Carr of McWill. David Carr of McWill is a great friend of squash, and he built this Coliseum for Squash Canada, this glass court. And this is his 7th event in 10 months that him and his team have put together, and he is an absolute pleasure to work with. Without him, this doesn't happen. David Carr. Also want to acknowledge, obviously, we have the great Jahangir Khan here, greatest player of all time, but we have another Canadian squash icon right here, also dressed in pink, one of the greatest players in Canadian squash history, world champion Gary Waite from Southwestern Ontario. Nice pink. Okay, here we go. First gentleman I'd like to bring to the court today is a 15-year tournament veteran, but he has never played at the Devonshire Mall on this glass court. Currently ranked number 13 in the world, but his highest was number 11. This will be his 21st final, with 9 title victories. He's won 237 PSA matches. Yesterday he defeated Marwan Sherbagi 3-1 in an unbelievable match. I'd like to bring to the court Greg the Acrobat Marsh. His opponent, hailing from Peru, he has won 209 PSA matches. He has won 11 PSA titles with 20 finals. He is a World Junior Champion. He's a Pan Am gold medalist. He's currently number 4 in the world. Yesterday he defeated Shah Jahan Khan 3-1 to earn his place in the finals. He's got some Peruvian fans in the crowd, so we want to hear from you tonight. Welcome to the court, Diego, the Peruvian Puma Elias. The referee for this afternoon will be Darren Manley.
Hello, we've got Dan Van Morsel from Maple City Squash Club, and
My name is Salal Turgman. I'm from Toronto.
we've got the pleasure of commentating the Acrobat versus the Peruvian Puma. Now, Salah has got a little bit of first-hand knowledge here as he worked with the Peruvian Puma for a match during this tournament. And what should we be looking for from Eliash in this, you think, Salah?
I think Diego's going to try to maintain his pace, not go with the high pace of Gregory, because he's very known for his high pace and mostly moving the other player around. So I think Diego will be looking to just hitting his shots, being more accurate, getting that ball tight to the wall.
I had the joy. Did you get to see Marsh and Sherbagi yesterday?
I did see that. That was an incredible match. I was on the edge of my seat every single game.
I was interested to see how, like, what Marsh had done to him, or what he might be looking to do today to Diego in order to. I mean, he looked really dominant yesterday, I thought.
Yeah, Greg is an excellent player. He's a very fit player. It's kind of tough to get easy points off him. He's always fighting for those points. So I think it's all going to go mentally for Diego to just being able to maintain the pace with him.
Yeah, I mean, that's our first rally, and what are we, about 2 minutes into this game?
Exactly. He loves those long rallies, Gregory.
I noticed Diego was, I mean, I assume your match was played here at the Glass Court versus the Windsor Squash Club. It was very hot in there when we were getting to hit around this morning. You probably feel that throughout the whole, as the day grows, the sun comes into the ball, and those grueling rallies just must be so tough.
Yeah, I played with when I played with Diego, the first couple of rallies were kind of long. So I was already gassed out by this middle of the second game, and I was like, oh man, I need to work on my fitness level.
And so in this, I always find kind of in this early squash, the guy sitting at home watching this, or the lady sitting at home watching this and going, hey, when I play that front court boast or that weak shot to the middle, these guys punish me, right? And here it almost like they're just playing a little bit of a game of cat and mouse, right?
Yeah.
They're just trying to beat into each other's fitness before they really begin to attack.
Yeah.
I don't know, is that a fair statement, or what are your thoughts on something like that?
I think the top players kind of just try to move the other player around, not get it more basic, just to see how his shots are going to be played and how the other player is going to use that opportunity, because they're pretty confident with their fitness level that they're going to be able to get that second point.
I always find when I'll start up a match with somebody, in the old days, you'd kind of warm up on your own, you'd get in the court, hit for a couple of minutes on each side, and now I find myself going, hey, let's play like a length game first, or even just 15 minutes or 10 minutes of length just to get my hips warmed up, or, what would this be, Diego's sixth match, or in Greg's sixth match this week? Fifth match, I think.
I think that's their fifth match today, but I mean, for them, the first two matches, they weren't a really challenge for them. I mean, Gregory played Mike McHugh's second match, I believe.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which he won in 4. And Mike played incredibly well, but Gregory was just too good.
Yeah, Mike went through that stint. I think he was living the university life there for a bit, and it gets a little difficult to train, at this level or with this focus when you're worried about that exam tomorrow.
Yeah, Mike has been on tour for a long time now. I had the pleasure to play with him a lot this summer. He's a very good player, very experienced player as well.
So how'd this go? I think he called for a let, but I think it hit.
The ball hit Diego's foot, so.
Oh, was it Diego's foot?
Yeah,
okay.
so
that's what I couldn't figure out here in this conversation.
Diego's complaining that he asked for the let before the ball hit his foot.
Oh,
so it
right.
Should be a let.
So it should be a let.
But
I mean, that's a pretty fair statement.
Gregory is saying, no, I waited for that. And you see here the cheeky smile from Gregory.
Yeah, that's right. I think Greg's come into a little bit, even though he's been on tour for a long time, I think he's come into a bit more prominence now with, the French general of moving on, or, Gauthier, you don't really see him anymore or whatnot, right? So, Marsh is, to me anyway, and maybe it's a misinformed statement, but I feel I'd see a little bit more of him, or they talk a bit more about him, because he's sort of France's main fellow these days.
He just came back from the Commonwealth Games. He lost to actually a fellow Frenchman, Victor Crown.
Oh, right, yeah, he's tearing it up,
He lost him 5, and he got a silver medal. So France has a lot of upcoming good players, Victor, and then a couple other very big players that are playing at a very high level right now.
Oh, Diego's getting a bit casual with some of these shots,
Yeah,
eh?
that's what I was talking about. It's going to be mostly mental for Diego, just being able to maintain the errors and keeping the pace up with Gregory right there.
One thing I notice about him is he moves so smooth.
Exactly.
Like, especially for a player his size. He's on the he's on the taller end of anybody on the tour, and he just moves around that court. And I mean, I know he's working hard. You can see him sweating, and you've been in the court with him. You know he's pushing, but man, he just has this casual look about him. It's just wonderful to watch.
I mean, it's not easy to become world number 4. So I believe he's worked so hard for that. He hasn't always been like that, but he's always been known for being a very good mover on court. Even when he was a junior, I used to watch him at the British Junior Opens and the World Junior Opens. He's been known for being a very good mover on court, gets every ball.
I was noticing, I mean, they're volleying a little bit more, but I was noticing yesterday there just wasn't a lot of volleying, and I thought that was kind of odd. Like, I would expect a lot of early balls, a lot of volleying, and it could be the players' styles. I'm not sure, but the court did lend itself. It's a tough court to pick the ball up in the air, isn't it? I don't know if it's the lighting or if that's what it's like all the time on a glass court, but I feel both styles change dramatically when you can effectively volley, right?
Like, as you can see here, Diego went for the volley, but the ball was too tight that he hit the tin. So it's not always good to take the volley, especially when you're playing a player with showing off a little bit here, Diego.
Yeah, like there you go. He's starting to settle in, right?
But yeah, as I was saying, that it's not always good to go for the volley if the ball is too tight. So they might be just waiting for the right opportunity to take the volley.
It seems to be like, I know maybe someone sitting around watching the game always seems a little erratic, or this game seems like, they're reacting a lot to what's going on. But you can see patterns they pick up. I know they get something, they move to the front, forehand, things like that, little strategies they have that try and help settle them down. And I would imagine if one of them is to pick that volley up off the backhand down into the front corner, if that's not there, you really got to kind of shift your pattern, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was an unexpected first game.
That is a very quick game for Diego, actually. He lost 11-3. I don't think he's very happy with those results. He's not getting off court right now.
Yeah, he hasn't even left the court, eh?
He's not leaving the court. He's hitting more shots.
I think picking up a few, extra swings is maybe a bit more important than a glass of water at this point, which is fairly impressive.
I mean, for Diego as well, he trains at a high altitude in Peru, so he's right here.
Yeah, this is probably nothing, right?
Yeah,
like breathing-wise, movement-wise, it's just a...
That's why a lot of players hate playing like South American players. For me, like, I don't like playing a lot of South American players. They're very fit. They're used for that high altitude, and then when they come here, they're like, oh, this is nothing.
They're not even breathing heavy,
They're not even breathing heavy, exactly.
This is where, like yesterday when I was watching Marsh play Sherbaghi, like this is where you're like, okay, Sherbaghi you just thought was going to begin to take control, do some things, really work Marsh, and then the second game the same thing sort of happened, and it'll be interesting to see if Marsh can kind of keep it up in this game, and if it's Diego's mentality or the way he's moving that he can take advantage of. We'll know here probably 2 or 3 or 4 points into this.
Yeah, I think the last game Diego didn't start on a good foot. He hit a couple of tints really quick in the rallies. And Greg had a big lead at the beginning. He was up 5-1. So I think Diego will try to have a better start this game.
Here we go, another long, grueling rally. Marsh just hangs in there, keeps him moving, and
Yeah, Gregory reached a career high of 11 in the world ranking. So he's definitely not an easy player to play. He's been on tour for a long time. He's very experienced. He knows what he's doing on court.
And I would even say, like, I watched some of his athleticism was on display yesterday. I don't even think Diego's pushed him into using too much of that yet. He's been it looks very casual for him so far. Oh, there's a couple of chances. We didn't see those mistakes in the first game.
Yeah. That's a great cross court from Gregory right there.
And that's what I noticed today playing on that court. It is really hard to put that ball away.
It is.
It's a very lively court. Like a lot of stuff that, I would in a regular club see very, routine attack or whatnot is just that ball's just up here all the time.
Yeah.
You see one go down like that. That is just a crafty player.
Yeah, that is a very tough shot to play, actually. All here in the second game, sorry. Diego's trying to get control of the tee right here and just keep moving him around.
It's a funny thing, that tee. If you can get control of it, I mean, you're working hard to maintain it.
Exactly.
But the other guy's working a lot harder if you're standing in there.
Ooh.
I really don't like when players do that.
No,
I find it very unsettling when people shape and then pull away from that shot. I mean, I get it. There's it's in the game. Maybe he wasn't comfortable doing it or whatever. But I always find that a very frustrating thing to play around.
Yeah, some people just try to play the ball at the lowest point that they can play it at, just to get the other player rattled or where the shot's going to go. But I think here Greg waited a little bit too much.
It's funny, I throw that boast in my club game and I get punished. Maybe I can't cover no one respects my speed covering the drop as well. One thing, if as people sit and watch this stuff, I'm often like mesmerized by the pace they can create.
I know.
From that, and that would be a big thing for you coming through the junior ranks and stuff. How did you really focus in on being able to change that or create that high pace?
Yeah, I mean, when I played with Diego a couple of days ago, the pace was just too high. It's just unbelievably high. It doesn't show in the screen, but on court, it's very tough to keep up with the pace of a guy like Diego or Gregory. But I always try to train on a high pace just to get a little bit of a feeling of how the pace could be on a match like that.
And it is amazing when then all of a sudden the pace disappears a little bit, or you play someone who has a hard time sustaining that pace. Because there are different styles. I just noticed at this level, even their lowest of swings or weakest of swings or softest of swings, whatever you want to call it, is just so much harder than I've come accustomed to generating.
Yeah. For sure.
There's a little mental error. A little kink in the armor there. Nice easy swing in the middle of the court.
That's this point is going to be a pretty important point for Diego.
Yeah, six is different than 5-all.
Doesn't want to get that lead bigger for Gregory right there. Great cross court here.
So tough to cover. I mean, that is just an amazing, amazing get. I mean, one thing that's the beauty of this game is I know people talk about the shots and the styles of players, but I mean, I've just always have fallen in love with the lunging and the physicality of the game. It's just and I always find when people come to my club or people get introduced to the game, the people that really gravitate to it are people who really enjoy the physicality and the things you can convince your body to do under a little bit of stress is just amazing.
Yeah, I think squash is a very mental game, actually, more than physical, I want to say, because it's just that click on your mind that you have to go for that ball, you have to go get that, you have to do that. So I'd like to think it's a mentally challenging game more than a physical, actually, even though it's a very physical game, one of the most physical games in the world.
That's probably why I like the physicality, because I haven't figured out the mental part yet. That's why I built a club instead of becoming a club pro. I had to build a club to become my own club pro. Just can't figure out the mental side of it.
5-all here in the second game. Great rallies on the backhand.
And it's funny how you play one of those softs. I find that you'll change the pace with that high lob, and so but you have to be so careful that you're not casual back to the tee. And that's
what happened there.
So that Marsh made a great shot, right?
Yeah,
Diego was casual back to the tee and was punished.
Yeah, Diego was right here complaining about Gregory raising his hand about the lob. Gregory thought it was an out.
Oh.
So he rose his hand right there, and Diego, I think, got a little bit distracted by it.
You know, that's a funny school of thought on that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I find, you know, when you lift your hand, I find it reasonably disrespectful in that when you know, there's a ref present, and there's, you know, and we're all more or less gentlemen of the sport, or, you know, you would hope people to be. I always find it a sort of like, you know, man, I'll call my ball down when my ball's down, right? And it just feels like Diego just picked up the pace a little bit. It happened yesterday to him too. I forget, Khan had said something or called something or put his hand up a couple of times, and then all of a sudden Diego just brought the pace up. He's like, you know what, man, I'll call my ball down when it's down, or don't interrupt the rally with, you know, an unnecessary non-squash movement, or, you know, whatever the thing is. And, you know, the ref is a good quality ref and has probably the best vantage point of anyone. I mean, they're going to call that ball if they feel it's out, or, you know.
Reffing a match like this, or like a match like the Diego played yesterday, it's very tough for the refs to call the shots, because they're like one of the best players in the world right now. So the balls that you're not used for people to get, for them it's like an easy ball to get. So it's very tough for refs to ref that kind of matches with the high pace and the high physical level on it.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, you know, we have some wonderful refs here in Canada,
For
but
sure.
they don't see much of this, right?
No, they
or
definitely
not on a regular basis anyway, right? Yeah, they might have an opportunity to go to Worlds or go to something big in the U.S. or Pan Am Games or whatever. But yeah, to see this caliber of squash, especially in a unique environment like this court is, right? Angles are different, the shadowing, whatever. It is challenging to see what's in, what's out, and what's two bounces.
Also, yesterday, the weather today is very good. There's no sun on court, but yesterday was the forehand side was covered by the sun, so it's extremely difficult for refs to see that ball in the forehand.
I feel like our man, the acrobat's getting in his workout now,
He's getting Gregory moved right now, Diego. He's getting into his game, hitting his shots well.
It's too bad, eh? When you can watch, do you ever get this where you watch a video of yourself playing and you're like, why don't I just punch that to the backhand corner?
I've been on the other end of that screen a couple of times. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of watching myself play after losing a match. I'll be very happy watching myself after I win, but after losing a match, you always go, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that.
Yeah.
So.
and they seem so obvious to the spectator,
Yeah.
and it's just not obvious to
It's-
the guys in the court, and based on what they've seen and the decisions they've made, that counter drop, you're like, this makes total sense, and then the guy's just sitting there waiting for it. It's
Exactly.
very demoralizing.
Diego here, I think, has the biggest leads he's had so far. 2 points, 9-7 up the second game.
And I think he really changed the tone of this game in this last few points, right?
For sure.
Like, Marsh is running around, Diego's making better decisions, and there, a nice little frame winner,
Yeah,
right?
that's
You pay all the money for the racket.
Right.
What are strings? $40? You got to use that
Very lucky
expensive
shot.
racket once in a while. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. But I feel like when Elias, like to your point, found his rhythm, he's feeling a little smoother, and he's going to be very, very difficult to stop. Now Marsh's physicality or his ability to race around the court, it was on display there, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, for sure.
If you were Marsh, what would you be thinking about now, or what do you think? From watching that first game and into the second, any thoughts on what might be running through his head to try and get it back on track?
I'll try to just keep going for those shots. Try to maintain those errors that he's done. He had a couple of tins at the beginning of the match, so I'd say just keep pushing, keep playing his style of play, which is annoying Diego, really, because this game wasn't easy for Diego. He kind of had to go to that fifth gear and try to go all out for the shots and hit his shots well.
What I found interesting was, and as I was kind of watching and we were talking, was everything seemed to sit in the front, and he was really pushing Marsh in the front of the court. And when Marsh and Sherbaghi were playing, the ball was much more depth, much more length, really slowing those down, and Diego seemed to be able to move across that tee and keep that pressure on at the front of the court, basically keeping Marsh off balance. So we'll see if Marsh goes to try and trade maybe a few longer rallies, play a bit more like depth to his length, and try and settle the Puma down.
Yeah, Diego's very known for his excellent short game. He has some crazy shots up his sleeve. Gregory's known for his physical attributes. He's a very fit guy. He always tries to wait for those errors from the other players and just maintain that pace that he has, which is very high. This game will be pretty interesting.
It should be a pretty telling game
Yeah.
as to where the match is going, eh? Yeah, okay.
you gotta-
Well, I mean, I could live with a let there, right?
I
That was
think
that was a bit of a fishing expedition, I think, eh?
a let here is, I think, is the right choice. He had some space here he could play.
But you could see in that Marsh trying to play the ball deep, Diego pushing to the front of the court, and it'll be whose style can kind of get out of that. It's a little rollout and one. No, a 10.
It was a 10.
Oh wow.
Nice shot. Great counter
Yeah,
by Diego.
it's so
right
tough,
there.
eh? That's what I recognize for my club squash.
Yeah.
When I play a boast, that's usually what I have to deal with.
Another thing that makes Diego a great mover is the way he uses his length. He's a very tall guy. He really uses his lunges very well. He, like, at that counter, he didn't move a lot from the tee with just one lunge straight away.
The deeper the game gets, or the more you start to see these guys play, almost the term becomes efficiency, right? Like
Yeah.
he's just so efficient with his movement. He's not burning any extra fitness just running around, and I mean that's just gonna, as the games go on and the points get longer or tougher, it's gonna be so helpful.
I mean, when he's usually playing Ali or Asal, he's used for those 100-minute matches. So really doesn't need to be moving along the court. He really needs.
Whoa! Hello. We just had a little sighting of the squash ball here. Too bad you didn't catch. Well, you might have caught that on camera. There, we're down in the bottom left over Diego's head. Just about got bonked in the noggin.
I didn't think Diego liked that comment before. Nice shot by Diego.
Yeah, like that is, as much as we know they're both fit, but this has been a grueling match. Those points are start to tell the tale of the fitness, right?
Exactly.
A little too high a drop, no real reaction to the ball. Yeah, the game's slowly changing from what we saw earlier, for sure. I found that's a tough spot in these glass courts, is those back corners. That ball just bites the wall a little.
Yeah.
And very difficult.
Yeah, glass court is pretty different from a normal court. You have to get used to it. Some people kind of struggle with it the first couple of matches that they play on a glass court. That's why a lot of people try to get a couple of hits before playing their first match on a glass court.
Any thoughts on why everybody, not everyone, but we've seen a lot of like working that backhand front corner. Like it seems to be so more actively used in the forehand corner.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I don't know, just any thoughts on that?
I think mainly the players kind of focus on the backhand in general, not just the front corner, but like the backhand in general, because the movement, there's not a lot of interference as the forehand. The movement is kind of different, so it's easier to go to the backcourt and then come out without interfering with your opponent on the backhand. Other than the forehand, there can be a little bit like physical, like right there. It's not easy to go around the other players on the forehand.
Oh no, a little bit of contact.
Oh, what's the ref gonna give here? He gave a let here. I think Diego's happy with that call. Gregory here is not happy. He's
a whiff is a whiff. You know, in basketball, they'd be chanting air ball right now, right? Like, I think that's the same equation to it. So that's interesting to me. I've never settled in on that rule. Like, I always just thought if you affected someone's swing, like you made contact on the way through, not affected, but made contact, it's just always a stroke. There's no debate. But maybe saying that it wasn't enough, or...
So, yeah, so the decision is based on the ref's point of view. So if he thinks that the interference with the other player affected your swing massively, then it should be a stroke. It's mostly a stroke if it's like at the beginning of your swing. Like
I gotcha. Once you're through it, or once you're deep into your swing.
But it's usually the refs kind of give a let if it's like at the end of your swing, because it didn't affect the shot, it just affected the end of your swing.
That's just a gutsy shot, eh? Really, here we are. This is wonderful. That's wonderful. Who's the fella on PSA? Outrageous! But that is like, that's just beautiful to watch, right? That level of effort and the way they can control their body and maintain those is just awesome stuff. That's a shot that's really come into prominence the last little while. I think it was one of the Sherbagis that started doing that. I think the older brother.
It's a very smart shot.
A little something through the middle just to mix it up, eh?
It's because if you have a feeling that the opponent is just waiting for that cross to punch in the volley, just going to go in the middle just to be secure enough that he's not going to be upping the pace on you right there.
Marsh looking a little tired on that last one.
He actually almost retired when he played Mike McHugh at the second game. His knee was a little bit injured right there. But he pushed through, and he had a massive win yesterday, I got to say.
Yeah, he did not look
surprising.
affected yesterday.
No,
he looked great yesterday.
He looked very good on court. In fact, Sherbagi didn't look the best on court yesterday. He was struggling a lot with the refs' calls. a lot of tins from him as well. I think Gregory capitalized on that. Great shot here.
You know, and I don't know if this rings true, but I always find that Egyptian style tends to be a lot of volleying, a lot of attacking, right? And I just know from being on that court, oh, that's a tough error. He's gonna regret that one.
No, he's
something
not
off the back wall. I don't encourage people to play off the back wall. I think it's it really has to be a time and a place type thing. But it is really like if you can do one, it does put so much pressure on the person in the front court. You have all these options. You're tired. Where's your clarity, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you give them an easy one like that. I don't know. But just going back to Marwan for a second, I've always found that Egyptian style to be very like volley, very push, a lot of and I think those lights really handicap your ability to play that ball in a volley situation. And I found him maybe a bit out of sorts, just trading lengths yesterday, and even just he would get a cross court and just punch it back down the wall instead of attacking with it or whatnot. So he did look very uncomfortable yesterday.
Yeah, which is very weird for Marwan because he's a very known for his attacking abilities. His pace is not a high pace, but just that medium pace that annoys the other players that he just can't attack from that type of shots. So that's where like Marwan kind of capitalized. He always goes for those short drops and the boasts, which he didn't play a lot of them yesterday. He was I don't know. He didn't look himself, I want to say.
It is. That's got to be one of, the kind of the unspoken things about, playing a professional sport is being able to recreate the things you like or the things that make you play well in so many different environments. Like, I mean, this looks amazing here, but at the end of the day, we're in an old store as the players' lounge, which is very comfortable and nice. You're staying at, somebody's house or eating food that, maybe isn't part of your regular diet or understanding the times to eat it. Like, to be able to replicate, performance with a lot of those variables is so special.
So hard, yeah. But I have a feeling those top players have their own routine that they stick to before every single match. I've seen Diego kind of, his routine for the warm-up is mostly stretches. He doesn't do a lot of running or exercises. He just stretches a lot with his body. So I think every player has a different routine for warming up and try to do his best.
That rally was a beautiful example of how Diego sort of worked him hard, and the ball's starting to get, it went from on Marsh's racket to just on Marsh's racket to a step or two behind the ball now, and that's just the beauty of Eliash's shot selection. And
For
again,
sure.
it's, you're talking about one of the top players in the world, and we all know, 1 through 3 is different than, 5 through 9 is different than, down into the 15s. It's not like college basketball where, a top 20 team can go into somebody else's gym and have a good night. Here, it is really challenging to find your way with someone who has achieved a top 3 to 5 ranking in the world. Just is.
For sure.
And even though maybe at one time Marsh was 11, and I forget what he was now, or I missed what he was
right
now.
now, I believe, is number 13. So
Yeah,
not far off his career.
That's a big change. So it's funny because Diego wanted that court wipe yesterday when he was playing Khan. So now he's going to be out. Hopefully they give him the court wipe this time.
I think Diego's playing excellent squash right here. He's getting Gregory into his game, just getting the ball back, and Diego's just attacking.
Do you ever enjoy it's hard to even talk about those moments when you're in your rhythm, the other guy it just feels like quicksand to him. Like it just the court seems so much bigger. Like you can pace it out and it's exactly the same size as when you started, but it just seems 2 strides bigger. And no matter how hard you work, no matter how much thought you put into your next shot, the court just can't seem to level out for you. It's so frustrating. Oh,
That is something I pretty much felt playing Diego a couple of days ago. He was on me every single shot.
He's standing on a postage stamp and you're on a hockey floor, right?
Exactly. I was like going crazy. And he was like, just do a drop shot here, post there. He was moving me around pretty good. Ooh, big call.
Wow.
Here.
You know, there goes, like, you know, we talk about footsteps to the ball and how he's falling behind going to the ball. You can see him lagging in the tee, shots a little loose. Elias and can all agree he's ready to play. Like his racket's down, he's ready to go. You don't get out of the way or you don't clear as you get tired. You know, and that's the unfortunate part of it. No one ever wants to see a game end like that, but it's the right call, right?
It is the right call. I believe that was a stroke for sure.
I've always found too, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I always found, like, even if you're playing someone sort of close to you, the first 5, 6, 7 points are always contentious. And the person who's dialed in, or the stronger player, and to your point, mentally, you know, you see a lot of guys who rankings aren't close, but it'll be like 11-8, 11-7, 11-9. And really what that is the better player just like working them, and then zoning in. I don't know, do you agree with something like that or a statement like that?
Yeah, I think that's correct, actually. Like, a lot of people like for me, for example, when I play a person who's not as high ranked as me, but at very close level, the first couple of points can be pretty tricky for me. I just try to make the rally long, feel comfortable in court, try to see what kind of play style he wants to play against me, and just capitalize on that.
Do you find yourself, like, I don't know, my son plays quite a bit of football amongst his squash, and so we have a lot of conversation about, you know, they do a lot of scouting reports and stuff like that. Do you guys do like regular film sessions, or do you spend time, you know, scouting other players with a lot of detail to formulate like a true game plan?
I actually do that a lot. When I play a person that I've never played before, I try to find a video of him in the past year maybe, or like as close as possible to the
post-COVID anyway, right?
Yeah, post-COVID.
Because we're all 2 years older and move a little different, right?
Exactly, and kind of see what kind of play style he plays, and try to put a game plan for myself to play against him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of players do that.
Yeah. And I think that's the value. Like, I don't know who would be your coach, or who would you call your coach?
So I have, my coach is Shahir Razik. He's,
nice. Yeah, for sure, man. Great Canadian squash player.
He just got introduced to the Canadian Squash Hall of Fame last Nationals in Vancouver. He's I think he reached top 15 in the world at one point.
I think I always kind of equate him and like Graham Riding. I always felt were two like very under celebrated Canadian squash players.
That is true.
You know, Jonathan Power achieved a level, you know, really no one else has been capable of. But there's a lot of those squash players like Shahir and Graham that represented this country for years and put in some great results, and just couldn't, or it just wasn't a time when squash was that popular, or they were putting these glass courts in places in Canada, right?
Yeah, because I think what Jonathan did was just incredibly different level. First ever Canadian to be in the world number one, first Canadian to get the world championships.
Yep.
So it was pretty tough for them, I want to say, to be in the shadow, but they're great players, and Shahir for me has been a great coach. He's helped me a lot with my movement, with my tactics in the game. So very grateful for him, really.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, to play at a level that, you know, someone of that, you know, like Shahir would sort of take into his stable, that's wonderful, man. That's great. You know, it is amazing when you start to change the pace. Like, you see Diego throwing in some higher stuff, really trying to just get himself back to the tee. Fine, you know, there he did it again. And
Diego's not looking happy right there.
No, that's a little cat and mouse in the thing. And you know, if Marsh is doing that, you know, you kind of have to rely on the ref for that stuff at this point. And I know these guys. Oh, yes, there he is. See,
that is a great shot.
That's what separates these guys, eh? The just even the thought process. To think that's an option.
That shot, yeah.
So many people are sitting there going, I didn't even know that shot was an option.
No, it wasn't. It did not look like he did not look on that ball quick enough. He was just getting there, and he went for a crazy shot, which paid off.
And sometimes the joy of that is the opponent doesn't understand that that's an option either, right?
No, it's,
And
it's
so-
like what is happening right now.
Yeah.
Another great shot here by Gregory.
Yeah, Marsh is still fighting hard, eh? You can't argue. Like his intensity's still high. It'll be interesting to see if he can challenge Diego early in this game,
Yeah.
to kind of maybe create a mistake or two. Like, Diego hits that 10 on that choice earlier, and that's a different score. But wow. I thought there's a pretty reasonable path there.
I don't know. The angle didn't look.
Do it much justice.
Yeah. But yeah, Gregory is. I think he's almost at the end of his career. He's 31 years old, and Diego's just getting started. But he's 20. I want to say 25, 26.
Yeah. Look, I always kind of thought, maybe something in that 28-year-old range or something like that is sort of the pinnacle, right? Like
Yeah, I
most
think
guys seem to, where the
prime.
body meets the mind, and hopefully you find success in that space, right?
For sure. But yeah, Diego's been on tour for a long time, even though he's young. He's 25, I want to say 26, but he's been on tour for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. He's been a very good junior. Diego's saying here that he went for the other option. He thought it was a cross court, so he wasn't there fast enough, and he wants this isn't to be a let ball.
Yeah, that's a tough. He's going to watch that one on video later, and he's going to go, "Oh wait, the ball went right
that
over my
was-
armpit." Yeah, that's a bummer.
That is the right decision, I want to say.
But I also find too that Diego, to the true squash player watching, and you may not know this as much because you're younger and you probably don't tire like us olders, but a lot of times those conversations are had in order to bring your breathing down.
Yeah, for sure.
Create, a moment or time on the court to just kind of reset yourself more than he's truly, like, I know often people are like, why are they even arguing these calls? And I mean, they're not arguing this call because he truly thinks he's right. And I don't know, have you ever had a ref change their mind?
It's very unlikely.
Yeah.
I'd say less than 1% that happens.
Yeah, and assuming that we're not having video replay or anything, right?
Exactly.
And so I believe either they're trying to set a precedent for as the
next
game gets
call, I would
longer or
say. Yeah.
something like that. But often I feel it's just an opportunity to kind of catch your breath.
Some people do it as a reset for them, like to just take his mind off that ball and just reset to the next one.
One of the things I felt too with that mental piece of the game is trying to get yourself to get the negative energy out and to move on to the next point. And sometimes you just got some negative energy and you're like, I got to get it out of me. And it's out of me now.
Yeah.
And then, like I said my piece, I've justified in my heart of hearts that this is what I felt. And then, boom, I can move on because I just got it out. Like a little verbal washroom break, if you will.
Diego here is getting away with the lead. It's 3 points ahead, 6-3 right now.
It's like an eternity, eh? I mean, 6-3 is sometimes a manageable 3 points, but it's a very difficult.
Tricky,
You give 3 points away in rally point, it's really hard to find your way back.
Especially against a guy like Diego, who's definitely going to capitalize on that lead and won't be happy letting it go. Great shot
Really,
here by Gregory.
awesome stuff.
He's getting back into it, 5-6 now.
But I think Diego was really casual moving to that length, flipped it up, not really feeling any pressure, and Marsh made him pay for it. And there's another way, a little casual to the back forehand corner, and hard to pitch it up, and here we are, right? I just said I don't think he'll give 3 points away, and there he is, right?
He is, yeah. Ooh,
and another
great
bad
shot.
return. As much as we've been talking about Marsh getting a little slower and Diego's movement, he's showing some signs of wear here right now, eh?
This might go to 5.
This is, as much as youth versus a bit of age, you know, the age is still efficient. Age has
Experience
shots.
has been-
Yeah, it is an impressive quality that, you know, you just don't develop. You have to work on
Oh,
it.
you have to. Great shot
Yeah,
here by
that's
Diego.
That's just Marsh being a bit too cheeky, I think, with that counter drop, right? It's a bit too cheeky, going, oh, I'm just going to pop it up. We'll see what happens. And
I don't think it's a good idea to go into that left corner with Diego. Yes.
it's a punishing place,
Yeah,
isn't it?
he's very good in that place on the court.
I'm not even sold the front court's a wonderful place to be with him either,
No.
right? I seem to like him deep in that back forehand corner. Yeah, right there. That's where I like Diego.
Yeah.
Just so tight inside there.
Yeah,
Hey, like
that's why I wouldn't be going to that corner a lot with Diego.
I'm impressed even by the movement in those spaces, right? They're getting a little bumpy now, but Marsh is kind of looking for a bit of body, maybe to help bail himself out.
That's some great rally right here.
Wow. Oh, what a tough way. Stroke. Oh, that's a tough. That really, that hurts.
Gregory is
That
not
hurts.
happy with that decision at all.
I don't know. You know, those. That's where refs have always have to be cold-blooded, because you know I would really struggle to.
I don't know why Diego opened the door right here. He got the stroke.
Now he's discussing the throw of the racket.
It all here in the fourth.
Yeah.
Diego will want to close this match in 4 right here.
Yeah, you know what? He's got bigger and better things to do than dance another, 20 points with Marsh, right?
Marsh,
Especially
yeah.
with Marsh, kind of showed a bit of his craftiness again there for a bit.
Yeah.
So I
Also, he'll be playing Gregory a lot next season, so he doesn't want to begin the season with a loss against him. And,
Yeah, that's
kinda
true,
pay
eh?
the price in a bigger tournament.
yeah,
throughout
this
the
is a
season.
very early event for the season, isn't it?
It is very early. The next tournament will be the U.S. Open, which is a very big tournament for all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's tough. I don't know if Greg's going to be. That happened against Marwan last night, right? They had the let stroke call, and then he let that third game
Yeah.
get away, and here we are. He's just let these 2 points go with little to zero fight, right? And got himself into a match ball.
Match ball here for Diego. Let's see how this goes.
I would always. This is why I'll always fail as a player in big matches. I would do something so ridiculous at this point to just like that,
Whoa.
right? Like that's the caliber. Like most people would play that out smooth and whatever, and he just knew in that moment,
Yeah.
I got to do something. I can play the next one smooth. But anyway, Salah, it was great doing this
Great.
with you. It was a lot of
Great,
fun. It was
yeah.
nice meeting you, and
It was great being here.
and hopefully we'll do again this soon.
Hopefully.
All right, see ya.
Another huge round of applause for Diego Elias Gregoire Marsh. We will now be beginning over on the side here. Now be beginning our award ceremony, so please stick around. We've got a lot of people to thank, a lot of people behind this extraordinary event, including Kabir here, who just successfully navigated the hardest part of the award ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll now be beginning to call some of our tournament sponsors, dignitaries, committee members onto the court. First, and perhaps the most important, someone who has inspired generations of squash players. He certainly inspired the community here in Windsor and also all of Canada. Our honorary tournament chair, I'd like to welcome to the court the greatest of all time, Jahangir Khan. Next to the court, also a visionary, somebody who made this event a reality, somebody who put a glass squash court in the Devonshire Mall in Windsor. The tournament CEO, nothing is possible here without him, Mr. Anis Khan. So on behalf of Squash Canada, I guess I've been talking all week, I've never introduced myself, but I'm Jamie Nichols, Director of Athlete Development with Squash Canada. This event was a partnership with the Windsor team here, Mr. Khan and his group, and it was a smashing success from our standpoint. We are so thrilled to get to partner with a group like this, put on an event like this. We had 42 Canadian athletes playing, and we also saw some of the greatest squash in the world. So huge success on our part, and as a token of our appreciation, we'd like to give Jahangir and Anis a Team Canada jersey that they can now wear. Honorary Team Canadians. Don't wear that in Pakistan, Jahangir. I'd now like to bring out our tournament chair, Nadeem Izhar. Our tournament, very much behind the scenes. Our tournament referee, Darren Manley. Our presenting sponsor on behalf of Odette School of Business, Mr. Bharat Maheshwari. I'd like to introduce two very key committee members that never stop working, literally. Carrie Fermanik and Michelle Batty. Come on up. Even when we're recognizing them, they're working. I'd like to bring up Mr. Craig Guthrie, a committee member. There he is, best dressed. And another very, very special person that I want to give a special shout out to, someone who worked with Squash Canada this summer as part of our summer jobs program. She's from the Windsor community, and I had a feeling she would be a great fit for this role and for Squash Canada, and man, did she blow us all away here. So Hannah Guthrie, please come on up. I will now turn the microphone over to Mr. Anis Khan.
Thank you, Jamie. And tell you what, I mean, like I shared last time, it all started almost about a year ago with me and Jamie having some discussions. And when I went to Yorkdale Mall, Jamie, we had a little chat at that point, and I think that's when I thought this is doable here at Devonshire Mall as well. So since then, we had numerous discussions about it, and it would not have been possible, Jamie, if you were not in this thing with us, with Windsor. Thanks a lot. A big round of applause for Jamie and Squash Canada. Although Samantha Cornett had to leave, but please, a big round of applause for Samantha as well from Squash Canada. She did a fabulous job. I'm sure you are watching, Samantha. So I'll just say a few words. All started, like I said, into this visionary almost about a year ago. But we had numerous discussions with so many club members, including Kerry yourself, Craig Guthrie yourself, Bharat, and so many other volunteers that are here. We thought about doing something a few years ago. We started doing gold events, junior gold events, and they were a huge success. And always in the mind was, why cannot we promote squash more out of the Windsor Squash Club and into a place where there can be more viewing and nothing better than Devonshire Mall, guys. And for that, a huge round of applause for Devonshire Mall. I'll straight away come to the sponsors. Some of them couldn't make it, but those who are here, I'll first talk about them and have them come here, please. Dr. Shaban from Shaban Dental Clinic, a huge round of applause for you, and please, we'll appreciate if you come down here. Come here, Shaban. Odette School of Business, represented by Bharat Maheshwari, a huge round of applause again for them. And the food that you all tried at the banquet and also yesterday was Eastern Flavors. The CEO of PTI, Zafar Iqbal, please, big round of applause for him. All this media coverage wouldn't be possible if this person was not involved. Amanda, please come down here. Now, some of the sponsors couldn't make it. Gerald Duthie is one of them, chartered accountants. They couldn't make it today. A big round of applause for them. Windsor Laser Eye Institute, Dr. Tafor. Advanced Rehab Centers, Ghassan, Jaffer. Big round of applause for both of them, please. And Chris Chamandi, how can we forget you? Thanks a lot. You were the first one for sponsorship. Big round of applause for Chris Chamandi. He's not here. Actually, he's away on vacation. Last but not the least, Greetech, the first US sponsor. If anyone from Greetech is here, please raise your hand and please come over here. If not, you're probably watching. Thanks a lot, Greetech. We'll appreciate it, and a huge round of applause for them. And Sienna Healthcare has always been a big support. A big round of applause for them. Thanks a lot, everyone. Jamie, it's all yours.
Thank you. We will now commence with the, hey, where are you going? Stay up here. We need you. Photo op. We probably do need more room. We'll now bring on our women's JK Windsor Open finalist and champion. I'd like to bring to the court Nicole Todd and Diana Garcia.
And one more person I'd like to acknowledge. It's Karen McKenzie, sitting here, just joined us. Please, Karen, can you come here? And Irek, thanks a lot for showing up, Irek. You also, please, can you come here? Both of you. Thank you.
There will be a lot of photo ops later. Can I ask that we, can I ask that going forward we do the photos after? I've done this before. It takes a long time. Now bring to the court to present the JK Windsor Cup, the first time we've ever hosted an event of this size in Canada, a $50,000 prize money event, invitational, and can I just say the squash was phenomenal. I haven't seen that level in a very long time. The first person we'll bring up is our finalist, Mr. Gregoire Marsh. Great week here for Greg. And our champion, our #1 seed of the event. He entertained us all week long. We look forward to the heights he can reach on the PSA World Tour, Diego Elias.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the sponsors, everyone that made this tournament possible. Sarah for being behind me and invited me to this tournament for the last few months, and Jamie that also told me to come. So I'm just very happy to be here, and yeah, thanks everyone for making it happen, and thanks also Jahan here for being here. It's always a pleasure being next to him, and thanks everyone for coming, and I hope you enjoy the event.
Thanks a lot, Les. And Zarak, can you please join us as well? Zarak Jahan is the man behind this and for this invitational. Big round of applause, please, for Zarak Jahan. Used to be world number 7 on his days back in the 80s, early 90s.
Folks, I have to say, Samantha Cornett and I have been here all week in Windsor, and the community has been phenomenal. Look at this crowd out here tonight. You are a sports town, you're a squash town, and it's been a pleasure putting this event on for you fine people. We will be back next year bigger and better. Thanks again. Last word, of course, to the boss here, but on behalf of Squash Canada, thank you all.
So, the juniors from Windsor Squash Club and the community have something to present. Jamie, yourself, Craig, Michelle, Carrie. Go ahead, Sarah. All the efforts that you guys have done, can you show what you have? Or do you have something to say and bring all that stuff? All right.
From the Windsor Squash community, we just wanted to say a huge thank you to Carrie, Jamie, Hannah, Craig and Mary Pat, and Michelle, and of course Sam, who's not here today. For a thank you, we wanted to give you guys a cake and a flower, but it's a small token, but you guys have done so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sorry. Yeah, I want to also say a huge thanks to all Anim's team. I wasn't supposed to come 3 weeks ago, and at the end, I really appreciated the whole week. You guys did a fantastic job. Set up a court like this, it's not easy, and the organization behind it, it's always a tough job, so I know that, and I'm just really thankful to be here. Thanks to all the people like Craig as well, who's driving me all the time, every day to the hotel. Nadim, Zarak as well, told me to come, and I hope this tournament's gonna get bigger and bigger, and maybe on the PSA World Tour next year. And thanks, Diego, for the final. I know we had some tough decisions with the ref, but it's always like this. At the end, we have to thank them because it's not an easy job as well. And I know we can be rude on court sometimes, but we work hard every day to to win every point, so it's not easy sometimes. But thanks for the crowd, and thanks for everyone who's coming. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone. That concludes our formal program. We will be doing photos if you want to stick around and get your own shots. But thanks again, everybody, for a great week.